You see, when you hear those stories, you're probably saying, yeah, but. Because most of us know how those stories end. Right? Because it's easier to look back on something and say, oh yeah, that's what God was doing. That's how God was working for the good in those situations. Yeah, all of these horrible things happened to Joseph, but eventually God made him ruler over all of Egypt, and he was able to save millions and millions and millions of people because of the position and the authority that he had, which he would have never gotten to had he not been sold into slavery in the first place. Yeah, we look at Job and we see all those horrible things, but because Job never turned his back on God, God heals him, God blesses him, and Job ends up having more than when he started with. Yeah, we know all of those horrible things happened to Jesus, but if Jesus hadn't have gone through that and been obedient to die and suffer on the cross for our sins, then we would be sitting here today without hope at all. And so because of what Jesus had to go through, we get to sit here and we get to reap the benefits of being able to call ourselves a child of God because of what Jesus had to experience and go through. Because we know the end of those stories. That's how God was working for good and weaving his goodness all throughout everything that had happened, right? Because we can see it. We can look back and we can say, there it is. There it is. It's right there. It was there the whole time. But we don't do that when we're the ones sitting in the middle of a bad situation. Because we don't know what God is doing. We don't see yet what God's plan is through this. In other words, when we're in these bad situations, we experience all these emotions and frustrations and all of these things because we can't see our butt yet. We don't know what's coming after the horrible situation. We don't know how God is going to use that in our life or the lives of others around us so that it eventually becomes God is working for the good for you and for others because of blank.